Hello everyone, welcome to Build. In this session, we are going to learn about the Microsoft 365 Copilot Retrieval API and how to build custom engine agents with retrieval augmented generation capabilities. My name is Sai Deepti Kobaru, and I am a senior product manager here at the Copilot Extensibility Group. In this session is all about custom engine agents and how you can infuse your agentic applications with M365 context. What are custom engine agents? Custom engine agents are agents that can be built using custom LLMs or custom orchestration or even custom user experiences. And with the Copilot Retrieval API, we now give you the power of grounding your agents in M365 data with the same security and compliance features that Microsoft Copilot uses today. But let's take a step back and understand the importance of this pro code path in the world of Copilot extensibility. At Microsoft 365 Copilot Extensibility, our goal is to offer you, the developer, with as many options as possible when you are extending Copilot. Custom engine agents are our pro code offering for this flexibility. With custom engine agents, you can bring your custom models or LLMs. You can bring your custom orchestration, be it something on Microsoft stack like Microsoft Copilot Studio or something outside like LangChain. You can bring your custom skills or your custom knowledge. And of course, you can build these experiences anywhere you like, either using the Teams AI library or the M365 Agents SDK or some other standalone framework. And this is where the M365 Agents SDK comes into picture. And in today's session, I will show you how you can build custom engine agents using the Agents SDK. What is Agents SDK? The M365 Agents SDK is a library that wraps your agents built on any stack and makes them available to your end users in a coherent and consistent manner, both inside and outside of Microsoft. Not sure? Let me explain. You use Agents SDK when you want to bring your own custom orchestration or reasoning, when you want to bring your custom LLMs or models that are fine tuned to your scenarios, when you want to bring your custom knowledge sources and skills, when you want to deploy your agent across any channel, thereby making it show up anywhere, such as Microsoft 365 Copilot or Microsoft Teams or Facebook or Slack. Agents SDK is stack agnostic. You can build in a language that works for you. Our C Sharp library is generally available right now, and our JavaScript and Python libraries are going to be available pretty soon. And here is what the typical architecture of an agent built with the Microsoft 365 Agents SDK looks like. No matter where your users are, the Agents SDK makes your application available to them. What's more, you can even bring your declarative agents built in Microsoft Copilot Studio and wrap them in the M365 Agents SDK. This way, the same agent that you built for M365 Copilot could work outside of the M365 ecosystem. So, will M365 grounding work outside of Microsoft Surfaces too? Yes. The Retrieval API provides a safe, secure, and compliant access to your M365 data no matter where your agent is running. And I want to double click on the Retrieval API a little bit. The M365 Copilot Retrieval API is your one stop shop for all enterprise context. It powers your agents with grounding from both M365 data sources powered by Microsoft, as well as external sources like SAP or ServiceNow or Oracle through Copilot connectors. And with the M365 Copilot Retrieval API, not only can you build context aware enterprise RAG workflows, you can also maintain secure access to your organizational knowledge without compromising on the compliance or governance aspects. You can always leverage M365 Copilot Retrieval Stack instead of building custom semantic indices. And you can always retrieve on fresh M365 data instead of maintaining multiple parallel data pipelines or sources. Now let's see a quick demo of how the Retrieval API works. Here I have my tenant SharePoint where I have several files, and here I have content that's connected to Build. And inside this, I have my company's sessions that are going to be conducted at Build, like so. In this example, my company Contoso is an e-bike manufacturer, and these are the sessions we have that we are going to present at Build. Now, if I want to retrieve relevant information about this, for example, what are all the sessions that Contoso is doing at Build, I can limit my query to the folder path that I have shown you before, and then ask the Copilot Retrieval API to fetch me the relevant data chunks. And you can see here that it is referring to this document that I just showed you, and the relevant chunks actually have the set of events that are going to be conducted along with the times and the speakers who are going to speak at these events. And it has also brought back the metadata that I've requested, which is the author's name, which in this case is me. And now coming back to the presentation, here is what the Retrieval API sample request payload looks like. I have just shown you how to do this in Graph Explorer. And if you do not know, Graph Explorer is our developer tool for testing out these enterprise grade Microsoft Graph APIs. And the Retrieval API specifically takes in a user query which is in a natural language, and then you can use the filter expression, which is a complex Kusto query language expression that you can use to scope your search. You can request for resource metadata on your files, like the author's name or the title or the modified time, etc. And you can limit the maximum number of results you want to retrieve. And when you send a payload like this is what the response is going to look like. You're going to get a document URL that is that from where the content has been fetched, and then you're going to get the relevant text chunk that you've requested, and then you're going to get the resource metadata that you requested as well. And finally, last but not least, and we did not see this in the demo, but we are now going to send sensitivity labels, because we understand that for enterprises it's really important to know how a specific document should be accessed, and sensitivity labels is how enterprises do this at scale. And so, for example, if a certain document is marked sensitive and cannot be seen by vendors, then we are going to provide you this information as part of the result set, so you can decide on how to appropriately surface these results to your end users. And now I want to get a little bit into the Retrieval API roadmap. A lot of exciting things are going to be coming up in this space in the next few months. But the couple of things that I wanted to bring to your attention are the data sources. So the Retrieval API currently uses SharePoint sites and documents as data sources, and soon you should be able to retrieve on external data sources using Copilot connectors. You should be able to retrieve on people information, on emails, on Teams messages, on Teams meeting transcripts, etc. And the other thing that I wanted to bring to your attention is the pricing aspect. You are no longer going to be required to have an M365 Copilot license to use the Retrieval API. The API is going to be metered, and so you only pay as much as you've used this API. Isn't this amazing? And now I will also tell you that the Retrieval API is not just a standalone application that we are throwing out there. It's actually a part of a large suite of Copilot APIs that are going to come your way. And here is a glimpse of the ones that are going to become available very soon. We are going to introduce a chat API that can help users interact with Copilot in flow of their work. We're going to make an AI Insights API available that's going to get meeting insights for your Microsoft Teams meetings. You're going to have an AI Interactions API, which is going to get all of your AI interactions for your tenant or enterprise. And these are all in direct response from what our developers are looking for in this space. And we understand that you want to build context aware enterprise RAG workflows. You want to analyze and optimize Copilot usage in your tenant. You want to embed Copilot capabilities and experiences where your users work, and you want to build compliant solutions around Copilot interactions. And that's why we are now bringing to you the Copilot APIs, which will do this safely, securely, and efficiently. And now, let's get into those demos. The first demo that I'm going to show you is a semantic kernel agent that uses the Copilot Retrieval API as one of its tools. And the way we have achieved this is through the Copilot Agent plugins framework. The CAPS framework is a framework that's built into the semantic kernel object, and this framework reads your open API specification for a certain API and makes this API available to your semantic kernel agent as a tool so that the agent can call this tool when a relevant user query pops up. And now I will show you what that looks like in implementation. And so here I have a semantic kernel agent, and it has a bunch of API plugins available to it that are present in a specific directory. And I will show you quickly what these plugins look like. So I have here several plugins, like for example the contacts plugin. This is nothing but the get contacts endpoint if you've used Microsoft Graph APIs. Similarly, there is a messages endpoint which is going to send email, and similarly there is one for retrieval which is going to retrieve relevant M365 data. And here I have my agent running, and it uses various LLMs, and so you can actually use just to show you how much flexibility we offer, I'm going to use OpenAI LLM, and here are the list of all the options that I can do with this agent. And I'm going to load all available Copilot agent plugins, and you can see that there are several different types of plugins that are available like I just showed you, and they are all now available as tools to my semantic kernel agent. And now I can ask it questions with this information. And I'm going to ask it the same question that we saw previously in Graph Explorer. And this should ask us for authentication because this is enterprise information, and it has. Let me quickly log in here. And so there I have logged in. Now let's see what my agent fetches. And I can see that it has fetched the same information that I showed you previously, the list of sessions. And if you remember, let me actually quickly go back. I had a build folder inside which I had this file that had a list of all the sessions, and you can see that the future of e-biking, saving the environment, these are the same things that my agent has retrieved here as well, along with the time slot and the speaker names. All right, so that's demo 1. What I'm going to do for demo 2 is take the same semantic kernel agent that I've shown you in demo 1 and then wrap it inside the agent's SDK so that I can deploy it to M365 Copilot, so that now my custom engine agent is available inside M365 Copilot and can use the Copilot Retrieval API. Let me show you how you can do this. Here I have my agent running, and I have wrapped it inside the agent's SDK. So now I have access to the message activity, and so I can send welcome message when a new chat window gets created. And I can also invoke my agent when a message activity happens. For example, when a user sends a query to my agent, and this agent um, can be deployed to M365 Copilot. But before deploying it to your production environments or your tenants, what I would like to do and what you should be doing is you can test this agent inside the Azure portal in the Azure bot service that you created using the test in web chat interface. And here I have my agent that I'm going to start over. And we should see that welcome message again, which we are, which means that my bot and my agent are talking to each other. And now I'm going to ask my bot, which in turn will send this to my agent, the same question that I was the same question that I was asking in the previous demo. And here you can see the triple dot, which is a streaming service response that you can subscribe to inside the agent's SDK. And now let's see what my agent comes back with. All right. So here are the list of sessions that my agent has gotten back with, and as you can see, these are the same sessions that are available in the document here. The formatting it needs to be improved, but it has the same information that I have in that document. It has the session name, it has the description, it has the speaker name, and the date and time at which the session is going to happen, and then it also has um, the document link, which I have shown you here, so that I can read more information. And so, yeah, this is how you can test your agent before deploying it to your production environments. And so now, here is what I did. I have deployed it to my M365 Copilot through the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. For this, you need to go to admin.microsoft.com and go to Settings and into Integrated Apps. And here you have an option to upload custom apps. And I have uploaded my build bot here, and you can see it as one of the apps that is available to all my users on my tenant. And for this, because of this, my bot is now available inside my copilot on the right rail, like a declarative agent would be available. And let me quickly open this and ask it, the same question that I was asking the bot in other places. And you can see that the streaming service is coming through, and the bot is actually telling me that it's working on a response, so that you can understand, so that you, as the end user, can understand that the bot is actually working on getting a response and not left wondering. And here I have a nicely formatted card which has similar information as before. It has the list of sessions and timelines and the speaker names and a quick description of what that session is going to be about. And there is obviously a link to the document that I've shown you as well. And you know what? Let's take this a little bit further and let's see if we can send an email to one of the speakers. Let's say how our agent handles this request. And so our agent should hit the send mail plugin, and it seems to be working on a response for us. All right. Looks like an email has been sent to Edelweiss. Let us quickly go to Outlook and into my send mail to see if a request has actually been sent. It looks like an email has been sent to Edelweiss that has been signed by Build Genie Bot. So there you go. This is how you can build custom engine agents that are grounded in your M365 enterprise data. Hope you liked the demos. If you want to try these demos out for yourself, here are the resources. You can take a picture of this slide so that you can get to these GitHub repositories at a later point. Do you want to learn more about these topics at Build? Well, we have great news for you. We have another interesting session called Create Agents for Microsoft 365 Copilot with Microsoft 365 Agents SDK. That's going to happen on the Wednesday at 9 a.m. And here is the link where you can register for it beforehand. You can also visit our M365 Copilot booth to chat with our experts. We at the Copilot Extensibility Group are always trying to improve our products, and therefore, please share your feedback on this session on the below link. Hope you have a great build. Thank you.